Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having an amazing day and you have enjoyed all the videos that I've kind of put out for 2020 so far. This is going to be jumping into one of the first kind of like real sit-down videos that I filmed for the year, not discounting the other one about like my 2019 year in review and 2020 thoughts, but kind of more of like a style featured video that you would typically see on my channel. And today's video is all about the top of 5 must-have winter coats. Now, before I dive right into this, I did want to preface that I am by no ways at all saying that you need to have every single one of these coats. I just, as a fashion blogger and as a content creator, managed to somehow acquire a ton of jackets, and I get a lot of jackets sent to me on top of what I purchase every single year. So it kind of distilled down all the coats that I have to 5 that I cannot live without. And if you happen to have the extra cash and you want to get a brand new jacket, these are definitely silhouettes that you want to look in on to maximize your winter, to not only look cute and stylish, but cozy as well. So that being said, if you cannot get all 5 of them, totally okay. If you have all 5 of them, amazing. If you're looking for a new jacket, hopefully this is going to give you some info as to what sort of jackets you should be keeping an eye out for. But other than that, let's jump right into the video because I have 5 that I want to show you that I constantly rewear over and over and over again, and I can't seem to stop. And if I was to buy new jackets, they'd probably fall into the realm of these types of silhouettes. So the very first jacket I'm going to show you guys that everybody is probably bound to be familiar with by now is the teddy coat. I am hoping that you guys can see this whole jacket here on the screen. If not, you'll see in the cutaway on one of the sides of me wearing it. Also, let me know what you guys are thinking of these cutaways as opposed to me just like talking and then going into like a video montage of me wearing the outfit. This way you can kind of like visualize exactly what I'm seeing when I'm speaking about the outfit in particular and kind of see exactly what I'm talking about. But this is the popular teddy coat that everybody and their mother and grandmother has been in love with for the past year or 2 years probably. I will not lie if I say that I probably have a total of like 6 types of teddy coats, ranging anywhere from like bombers to long versions like this to like super fluffy ones to thinner ones. And I do have to say my absolute favorite of all time is this one that I got from Gap last winter, primarily because, well, there's 3 different factors that go into why I really love it. Number 1, the silhouette for this one is absolutely bomb. It is nice and long, it keeps my legs warm on top of keeping my body warm, which is great, and it also just looks really nice and clean. There's like a really beautiful collar here, long sleeves, there are pockets, and a snap button closure. On top of that, I just like love the color. It's so cute and chic. It's a very neutral brown. It's nothing that's like too tan or too light that you would verge on the, I don't know, on the spectrum of like a white jacket. So I have like hairs attached to this from when I wear it. I shed all the time, guys. This is why I have hairs everywhere. But I just really like the color. It's not too modern or trendy of a brown either that you feel that you wouldn't be able to wear this out frequently. I just love everything about it. And also the fact that it's actually really comfortable to put on. Not only is it warm, but it's not overly structured and I can fit it over top of a lot of sweaters that I have. The main complaint that I have about jackets when it comes to wintertime is how flexible the jacket is. You guys know in the winter we all love to wear sweaters and we all love to be cozy, but a lot of the times jackets don't really accommodate for the massive bat wing on the sweaters, and when you wear them you feel that like your arms are being suffocated into your jackets and it's just not comfortable. You do not want to cut off your circulation when it comes to staying warm in the wintertime. You want to stay comfortable but warm, and this jacket does just that. It's super easy for me to slip over any sort of sweater that I have. Very comfortable, and I love it to death. I think Gap released a new version this year. So I'll try my best to link it down in the description bar below along with all the other jackets I'm going to be showing you guys. But if I can't find it, then I'll also find substitutes that are kind of like similar to it aesthetically wise. They'll be similar. I can't necessarily speak on the construction and how comfortable and warm they are just because I've never bought them yet, but I'll try to find similar ones that I know look relatively similar to these jackets that I'm showing you. So this is my number 1 favorite all-time jacket. I can just like throw it on if I want to look cute, if I'm going to an event and I want to stay warm, and it does everything for me. Can we also talk about how massive these pockets are? I can like fit my wallet and my phone in them. Love that for me. I'm gonna start a little pile here so you guys will probably see a pile of jackets by the end of this video. Jacket number 2 is probably one of my most functional jackets that I have, and it is my Parka jacket. Now I'm gonna show you guys a couple of other Parka jackets as well, but this is very different. It's more of like a technical one. This is by a company called Quartz Co. out of Montreal, so very happy to be repping a Canadian brand. And it is a super warm jacket. I've worn this jacket I think for almost 3 years now, and it has done me so well. I have yet to break it out this winter yet, just because it's been a really warm winter so far, and I just got it dry cleaned last year at the end of the year, which is why it's still on a dry cleaning hanger. But I have taken it out of my closet and put it into the main closet so I can have it prepped and ready to go for when it does get really, really cold. I took this jacket with me the first year that I had it. It was almost 3 years ago. I went to Banff with a bunch of girls, and it was like minus 35, 40 degrees outside, and I kid you not, this jacket kept me warm the entire time. And I'm actually somebody who gets rashes when it gets too cold outside. I have something called cold urticaria, and I just like react to the cold. So anything that keeps me warm, I will rave and rant about it. But I love this jacket. It's so technical. It's really clean. Now, this is one of the jackets that isn't necessarily the most forgiving in the armpits because it really hikes up a lot of my sweaters. But I do gravitate a little bit more to this jacket if I'm going to more of an important function and it's really cold outside, like say an event or I'm going to a conference, just because I feel like this is more like fashion stylish. This is a little bit more business appropriate, although it's not like a business jacket. When you look at this jacket, you just think of like your typical functional winter coat, and it does its job, and it's not like ridiculously pricey like some other jackets out there. But I love it, and it's so amazing. Comes in black. I will try my best to link the specific model of this one down below, but I think Quartz also has a bunch of other jacket designs as well in different colors. I think you can get these in like blue and beige and gray. I love it. It's nice and padded. It's fold down on the inside. So freaking warm, and I don't know where I would be without this jacket because it has helped me survive through so many winters, and I would never ever trade this jacket in for another one. But this is my functional parka. So let's just add this to the pile right here. Jacket number 3 is going to be the short puffer. So puffers are all the rage this year, and I'm going to talk to you why specifically the short one. I also have a long one that I'll chat about the differences between the two as well afterwards. This is also another jacket from Gap, and I believe this one's actually made of 100% recyclable plastics, which is really cool because this jacket is fully sustainable. But I love this one because on days when I'm getting in and out of cars, I don't necessarily need the warmest jacket out there just because I'm in a car. I'm not going by public transit, so you're getting in and out of say parking lots, houses, buildings pretty quickly so you don't get too cold, which is nice because when you sit in the car and you turn on the heat, it gets hot really quick. And I don't know about you, but I get super nauseous in a car when it's too hot out there. So I love this puffer because it's really comfortable for me to wear in and out of the car. The reason that I like that it's short is because it's easy to sit on in a car. If you have a really long jacket and you sit down in a car, you tend to end up sitting on it where your butt is, and you can't really move forward or backwards, and it gets really restrictive, especially when it comes to winter jackets that are not necessarily the most forgiving or flexible. You're gonna have a hard time sitting in a car with a parka on. I've done it many times, and I've just absolutely hated it to the point where I just like take off the parka completely and just like leave it in the car. But then when you get outside, put the parka back on and you're cold. So like without playing that game and that charade, I love a nice short puffer jacket because it keeps me comfortable, warm to get in and out of a car, and it's also just functional. And it's also cute. Puffers are like super in this year, and I like it. It's a functional trend, which I'm on board with. Anytime I can be comfortable and look cute, 100% right there. And you know what? It looks like you're wearing a sleeping jacket, and it feels like you're wearing a sleeping jacket because it's like a hug in the cold, which is why I love it so much. But yes, this is my short puffer jacket, and I'm going to move on to now why I am also obsessed with an extra long puffer jacket. This pile doesn't have any more space, I don't think, for me to put jackets up on. Let's see if I can like fit this one here. It's definitely not gonna fit the last 2 jackets. I also just realized I showed you guys like 2 jackets that were black back to back. I apologize. Hopefully you can discern which jacket is where in this pile right now. Okay, so the 4th jacket I'm gonna show you guys, I definitely don't think that this is gonna fit in the frame. It is extra long, looks like this. I literally call this my sleeping bag jacket, and I make fun of myself. People make fun of me all the time, but when it comes to the cold, I promise you, this thing is like A1 at keeping me warm. So this is by a brand called Canuck. Also Canadian brand, I believe, out of Montreal as well. So huge fan of supporting local brands. And I genuinely love this jacket primarily because of how warm it is. Now, people often ask me, like, how do you walk around with a jacket that is that long? They thought of it, don't worry. So on the side here, there's a bunch of buttons that you can open up. So if you need ventilation and your legs can be freely moving, it's like kind of like flaps back and forth. I just primarily love this jacket because of the length of it. It literally keeps me warm from my head all the way down to like probably my calves. And if I have high boots on that go up to like mid-calf or knee, then I literally feel no cold whatsoever at all. I wore this jacket with me back to Ottawa over the holidays when it's quite cold there, and I wore them together with my Olang boots that are also kind of puffery at the top. They have insulation in them, and it literally felt like I was cocooned in a little bubble of warmth the entire time. I felt like I was walking around in a sleeping bag, and I'm totally not mad about that. Now, a lot of people actually like make fun of me sometimes and say that I literally look like I'm walking on a sleeping bag until I get them to try my jacket, and they're like, dang, I need to get that jacket for myself. I also noticed I got a lot of compliments from this jacket when I brought it with me to Copenhagen and Stockholm back in November. Surprisingly, I didn't expect to, because, you know, when you think of Europe, everybody there is so fashionable, and then when I think of myself, I'm like, I'm dowdy compared to them. But everybody literally stopped me, Mel, on the street. She has the exact same one, but in a chocolate brown. Mine is a pink one, and they asked us where our jacket is from. I think just because in Europe, it doesn't get as cold as it does here in some cities, that they don't have as many brands that focus on winter outerwear that make them like exponentially long, so it keeps you extra, extra warm. So when they see jackets like this, they're like, how do I get my hands on one? And obviously, being Canadian and Canadian brands and being super cold here, we have so many companies that produce parkas. So I guess they look to us when it comes to parkas. I may be wrong, but I promise you guys, this is probably the warmest jacket that I own, and I'm obsessed. I've been wearing this one non-stop all winter so far. I'm not quite sure yet if it's gonna withstand like up to minus 40-degree weather. We'll have to see once it gets cold enough for that. And then maybe I'll switch over to my quartz jacket. But in the meantime, this one has been a total lifesaver. The only catch I would say that I'm not the biggest fan about this jacket is the fact that because it is so light pink and winter is like disgusting, I get so many stains on like the bottom of it. I don't know if you guys can see this in the camera, but there's a really, really nasty blue splotch. I don't know where it came from. There's oil stains on it. But at the end of the day, this is all at the bottom of my jacket, and I don't really focus on that. It's literally almost to the ground. So I'll just let bygones be bygones. And at the end of the year, I'll probably take it in to get dry cleaned and cleaned properly so it doesn't smell like sweat. Because, you know, when you're wearing a jacket that's filled with down, you're bound to sweat quite a bit in the wintertime. And hopefully when they wash it for me, they'll be able to take out all the stains. So if you guys don't have an issue with stains necessarily being at the bottom of your jacket, go ahead, get a pink. I don't have a single pink jacket yet, and I actually got a lot of comments and compliments from people saying that they like this difference in color when it comes to winter jackets. So that could be your thing. If not, they have chocolate brown like Mel has, and I believe they also have navy blue and black as well. And there's also like a purple one online. If you guys go online and check it out, they have like a variety of different colors. I could link you to all of them, but I'm just gonna link this specific pinky almond color. I think it's actually called almond. They had quite a few sales during the winter time, during Boxing Day and Black Friday. So if you guys can snag it during sale, highly recommend it because you're gonna save yourself quite a bit. It is a pricey jacket, but well worth it in my eyes. We're just gonna leave this little guy right here and continue this mound and go on to the very last jacket, jacket number 5. So this jacket, wow, I actually need to really lint roll this. It is super, super dirty. It is a jacket that I bought last year that I knew I needed, and I knew I'd get a lot of wear out of it, but I didn't necessarily know how much wear I would get out of it until I started wearing it. It's disgusting right now, but when I lint roll it, it will look a lot nicer. And this is my overcoat from All Saints. So like I said, so far in Canada, winter hasn't been too bad. It's been like fairly mild, and only this last week has it started to dip below really like minus 10. So I won't be wearing this jacket just quite now, but this is a great transitional jacket from beginning of winter to probably close to end of winter when it switches back to spring, just because it's a great overcoat. It is so nice and loose. I can throw this over literally any outfit and feel comfortable with it on. It's also great if you're running errands in and out of the car because it's so nice and big that you don't feel super tight and confined in it. If I sit in a car, I don't feel like I'm actually stuck in a place my butt is sitting at the bottom of the jacket and I can't move my top. It's actually quite comfortable and fairly flexible. I just love it because of its overall like fairly oversized nature that makes it really easy for me to layer over anything that I'm wearing, and because it's black, it matches with like literally everything. I can wear this to run errands like I said, or I can literally wear this to go into a meeting or a conference or go on some sort of panel and I'll still look good. Granted, I do have to lint roll it, and that's the only downside. Black felt, I think it's felt, I'm not exactly sure what the material is, attracts dust like no other. And we have a little dog that sheds white hair all the time, so I'm kind of like at mercy of him and how much fur and dust he sheds. So that's the only downside of it. But besides that, I absolutely love this jacket and have worn it so much more than I could have possibly ever imagined. It is definitely in my absolute top 5 must-have winter jackets list. So that is essentially it. I hope you guys enjoyed my little mound of jackets that I collected on this side, and you kind of also enjoyed this video of me running through all of my top 5 must-have winter jackets. coats. I don't know what you guys would necessarily call them. They're jackets, coats, outerwear, that sort of thing. I literally swear by all these jackets and wear them so many times throughout the winter and so frequently to the point where I kind of ignore the other jackets that I have. Some of the other ones obviously get swapped into rotation here and there, and they're more or less just like these jackets but in different colors. I have another overcoat that's like a nice brown if you need a brown outfit. I have a long parka that's also in like a dark blue that I would need if I wanted to, but I'm thinking of getting rid of that one just because I don't feel like it really matches my aesthetic anymore. But these are the absolute 5 must-have silhouettes that I would say is always in rotation in the wintertime when it comes to my outerwear. I hope that you guys got some inspo out of this, and if you're in search of a brand new jacket, all these will be linked in the description bar down below. Otherwise, thank you so much for coming back and watching my video. Let me know, guys, if you really liked the overlay of me kind of wearing the coats as opposed to a video music montage after my description. Hopefully helped you kind of to visualize what exactly I was talking about in the video. Otherwise, if you guys don't like it, let me know. And if you guys haven't followed me on Instagram and Twitter just quite yet, you can check me out here, the exact same handle for both of them. I post quite frequently on them, so you'll get a lot more content from me there than you would on my YouTube. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you guys haven't already subscribed, make sure you do so that you see my videos that come out every Thursday and Sunday at 7 p.m. Otherwise, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!